Hello, everybody. This is Casey here to do spiritual talk tonight. How's everybody doing this week? Okay, let's shuffle for some cards for the next week. See the energies of the next week. Can you believe we're already in the 8th of September? I just blinked my eyes and went from August to September. Hi, Aisel, how are you? Okay. So we're going to pull some cards for the next week. Hi, Alban. How you doing, hon? Okay. Hey, Bree. What you doing, girl? That's my baby. That's my baby. I don't know how long I'll be on tonight because I'm not feeling real good tonight. So, are you working, Bree? Energy for the next week. You get the baby this weekend, Brianna? Is she still on? Okay, so we have for the energy for the next week, the first card is the Nine of Swords. Nines are a completion if you look at numerology, okay? So 1 through 9 all have meanings. And then from 9, you start back to a 0 again, which would be your ace, okay? So nines are a completion. So this is the end of mental stagnation, overthinking, depression, anxiety, nightmares. It's the coming out of this energy, okay? Coming out a much wiser person on the other side. I haven't heard from Star either, honey. I think I so a lot of us feel like she's going through some stuff. So, you know, when I message her, she just said I'm fine. And you know what that means when they say I'm fine, you know? Makes you worry more. Okay, so we're coming out of the depression, the anxiety, the overthinking, just being overwhelmed with everything, okay? But at the same time, you're still overwhelmed with everything. I have the Five of Wands. So there's this conflict, there is all this up in the air energy. Everything's just real scattered, not everything's not coming together, okay? So still working through that energy. But it's time to take to find your own inner core, your inner reserves. Who are you? What are your strengths? What are your fears? What are your abilities? It's like, who am I? Okay. This is tapping into who you are, knowing your strengths, tapping into them. This is also dealing with any shadow side stuff that comes up. Okay. And my camera needs to be adjusted a little. Would help. I hit a fly earlier. Okay, so finding the strength, you know, they have reached a compromise between Beauty and the Beast. Okay, so they are walking together. They have come together in a healing mode, and they are integrating the dark and the light in the situation. Okay, and then we have another nine, a nine of pentacles. This is a completion also. You have planted the seeds for what you want. Okay, you're moving into the energy of where the harvest is almost here. Okay, and it's like you're waiting for some messages. They're not quite here yet, or you're not hearing them yet. Okay. But the magician talks about you have the tools, you have planted the seeds, you have the skills, you have the abilities to manifest what you want. And everything that you have gone through up till now has brought you to this point to where you can manifest exactly what you want. You all have the skills, tools, and abilities, and you know more about what you want now in life, okay? But at the same time, I think there's a buildup of frustration because I have the Knight of Wands. You know, take one step at a time. Things are not moving forward real fast. You know, there's building up pressure, some emotions. Somebody's wearing a mask in this situation. But, you know, take one step at a time. You know, just remember that the only thing we have control of in this world is how we react to a situation. Okay? So how are we going to respond to what's going on around us? Is anybody still here? Did you guys all drop off? Oh no. I know this is the end of summer. I know. I think a lot of people are getting out there and doing some things and enjoying the last of summer. You're here. Thank you, Albert. Oh, yeah. So I would say some prayers. There's three people that probably need some prayers: Star, Teardrops, and Jason. Jason really needs some prayers. Okay, big time. Anything specific you want to talk about tonight, Alban? I thought we'd talk a little bit about clouds energy and affecting the weather. So when we get a few more people coming in, we'll talk about that a little bit. Did your reading help, Alban? Did it help any, hun? Good. Ooh, I showed two people. Who else is here? Speak up, speak up. Star will be back when she can. She'll be back when she can. So how was your week? Is everybody kind of hanging in there with all these planets in and out of retrograde? I just can't believe we're in September already. I just blinked my eyes and yeah. Excuse me. Just blink your eyes and the time is gone. And it's really cooling down. It never really got really hot all summer anyway. But it's I don't know what the temperature was last night, but it's You can definitely feel it may be the same temperature as earlier in the summer, but there's a chill to it now. You can tell that the oh, October 8th. So he's a Libra too, huh? Hey, so he's turning 18. Wow, girl. Did you ever get any help with his schooling situation, hon? My birthday's September 28th. So, you know, so I'm definitely Libra. Good. Did you get the help that you needed though? That's what I wanted to ask. Did you get the help that you needed? That's the important thing. Oops. My niece has 12 kids. Oh man, that's so hard. Oh man. Um, my niece has 12 kids, and I think five of the kids have learning disabilities and ADD, ADHD type problems. So she's looking for alternative schooling for them. Yeah. Anybody got anything they want to talk about tonight? What the heck is going on? Oh, boy, I've got a lot of sword energy going on. So I did a reading for myself the other night. First card up was the Two of Swords. Second card was the Ace of Swords. Just pulled those again for me. It's like, what the heck? Get out of my head. Look for alternatives. Be open and receptive to new beginnings. Things are coming in slow and easy. Watch things. Things are getting better. Stand in my own strength. I, I know. And she's a single mom. She has raised all, and she's a grandma now too. Her oldest one now has a baby. So she's a grandma too now. In fact, I think the youngest baby is younger than her grandbaby now. Yeah. Yeah. So she's got her hands full. But, you know, I think that's her way of feeling loved is being nurturing and giving nurturing to all her kids, you know. 12 kids. 12 kids. Oh my gosh. I told her one time, are you trying to get an even dozen here? She did. She did. Okay, let's talk about weather. Okay. So, have you ever laid on the grass and stared at the clouds? Okay. So this is a kind of a fun thing to do. I would pay attention to the clouds anyway, because the universe will give you signs in the clouds. Okay? You know, how you lay in the grass and you lay there and you see, oh, there's a little rabbit, or there's this or that. Okay? I have a story for that. I was driving west toward the mountains one morning. We were going to the chiropractor, and my older two kids were sleeping in the back. And I look up, and there's a cloud that's a perfect swan. Perfect swan. One cloud in the sky, and it's a swan. There's no such thing as an accident with the universe, okay? So I said, oh, wow, look at that. And the kids were sleeping in the back seat. They jump up and they said, what? I said, look at that cloud. It's a swan. They said, oh, that's cool. And they went back to sleep. Oh, my goodness. So that afternoon, my friend and I were shopping. Back then, one of the first Walmarts was on Wadsworth and Colfax, right? So that's about the area where I was when I saw the swan the first time. We came out of the parking lot. We're driving west again, and I look up in the sky, a swan cloud again. And I told my friend, look at that. I told you this morning that I saw a swan in the clouds. She goes, you sure did. And she's laughing, and she goes, look, there it is. There it is again. So then we went to the metaphysical bookstore. This was the oldest metaphysical bookstore in west of the Mississippi. It was called Knick Knack Nook. So we're in the Knick Knack Nook. I opened up a metaphysical newspaper to look at it. I opened it up to a swan. Okay, that was 3 in one day. Yeah, signs from the universe all the time. You know, you cannot deny that the universe is talking to you. I mean, 3 times in a row in one day. And my friend that saw the second swan, she was with me that day. And she was very much into metaphysics too, you know. She was a wonderful teacher for me. And so always pay attention to the clouds. Watch for signs, you know. I've been driving along and seen several dragons. I know I have a young dragon, but in the last year my young dragon has gone from like 5 feet long. I'd say it's about 12 feet long about now. Yeah. And it always seems to come around when I'm upset. We'll talk about connecting with dragons one of these nights. But so you're laying in the grass, you're looking at the clouds. You can stare at a particular spot in the clouds, and you can ask to poke a hole in the clouds and make a circle. Okay? That's your intention. You say, I want to play with the clouds a little bit today. Let's see if we can create a circle in those clouds. And watch the clouds create a little circle for you. Okay? And you can also affect weather with the clouds and stuff too. So you visualize the image of the weather that you would like. You feel the weather that you would like. Get excited about that weather, okay? And give thanks for it. Play with that a little bit and see what happens. Now, this one gal was saying she was working with this energy. There was a bunch of fires in a particular area. So what they did was they visualized like a bottle, and the bottle sucked up all the flames of the fire, and there was no oxygen in the bottle, so it suffocated the fire. And they started doing that in the area where they were having a lot of fires, and it made a difference. Or you could visualize, remember when they were having the fires a couple years ago in Australia? Some of the people were doing that, visualizing the fires going out, but they were also visualizing the rain coming in and putting down all the fires. Yeah. Art Bell used to have a program, and one of the things that they did one night is uh, Art Bell was scared to play with energy, but he told everybody, let's do an experiment. There was a major hurricane coming in that was already a category 5, and it hadn't even hit the shore yet. So what they did is they all visualized this hurricane veering off into the opposite direction from land, and turning into a tropical storm. They did that, and scientists couldn't understand what happened all of a sudden. It was so against all the models and everything that they were just totally shocked when it did exactly that. So we can influence things, you know. So are you going to take your son to do anything special for his 18th birthday, hun? Yeah. We may be on here short tonight. Nobody's around tonight. So hopefully next week I'll get some answers on a lot of things going on with me. Okay, Aura. Okay, let's do a little exercise too out of this book I have. Super sensitive is your superpower. So it's an aura scrubber. Okay, so imagine your hands beaming with light. These are your scrubbers. Okay, so just like you're taking a shower, just go all over your aura, everything, your energy field, and just scrubbing every inch of your energy field. Okay, and just know with your intention that the light from your hands is going to clean out all the energy of your aura. So invite positive energy in to restore boundaries, fill holes that might be present in your auric field. And those holes can be for any reason: trauma, cords, energy weapons piercing your energy field. You're going to seal holes. Hey, Judy, how you doing tonight, hon? Okay. So then you're going to say, while you're visualizing your entire aura being cleansed, cleared, and filled with light, and this light emanates and expands to all universes, to all versions of you. Ooh. Good for you, girl. Good for you. So intend for the clearing to affect you on all levels, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, energetically, dimensionally, and relationally, and for it to be done with ease and grace. And then say, I now command that all energies less than 100% aligned with Source, light, love, and truth be cleared and dissolved and uncreated for me. All parts of me, including my energy field and my microbiome, and all timelines where I exist in the highest and best way with ease, speed, and grace. Thank you. Invite your angelic team, your God team of 100% love, light, and truth to support you at all times. Yeah. So my grandson Chicken, I don't know if you remember him, all man. Chicken, he'll be how old? Is he Brandon's? Brandon 92. Brandon just turned 31, so I think that my grandson Chicken is going to be 30 this year. He's going through. It's interesting because my youngest son, my oldest grandson, actually, my middle grandson, two of my oldest granddaughters are all going through Saturn return. They're all going through like quarter life crisis right now. It's interesting to watch all this playing out. Yeah. How you doing, Judy? I'm fine. Okay, good. Don't every time I hear I am fine now, I'm suspect. Tell me I'm doing good. When I hear I'm fine, I'm thinking there's something wrong now. How's everybody doing with all these retrograde energies? All these shifts and changes going on. Our super moons are we're moving into eclipse season. Yeah. I should pull out the book with the metaphors. Let's pull out a book with metaphors. We'll talk about some things to clear. Let's see. I got two books on metaphors. Metaphors and similes. Oh, I hope that you're getting on the good side of the upsets, Judy. Oh man. Let me see. Life altering. Wit and humor. Can you guys think of any metaphors that would be good for everybody to clear? I need to go through these books. I've had so many doctor's appointments and stuff. I haven't had time to sit down and go through do all these things that I've been wanting to do for the last few months. Who else here? Judy, Alban, Aisel, are you still here, hon? My birthday is the 28th, September 28th. Yeah. Uh, well, at this point, Judy, I would be grateful for the rain because it seems like so much of Canada is burning. You know, I've been reading all week about how they're sounding the alarm for global warming. They said we're all going to burn up, you know, because the temperature's rising in places. Yeah. Oh, you're sweet, all bad. Did you have anything you wanted to talk about tonight, Judy? Yeah, our planet is purging. I agree. You know, I always give thanks for Mother Earth letting us be here because Mother Earth doesn't have to tolerate us. She can shake us off anytime that she wants, whether it be earthquakes, volcanoes, whatever. You know. Well, I guess there's only two people here. Judy, did you want a reading tonight? We'll probably cut it short tonight because it doesn't look like anybody's around tonight. Going into 5D, yeah. Well, that's a lot of it too. Some of it's going to stay in 3D, and some of it'll go to 5D. You know, I think that's what happens to a lot of things. The Native Americans talking about unicorns and dragons and stuff actually used to exist, but we quit believing in them, so they vibrated to another dimension. Okay, so I show a longing for the past or a situation from the past. There's something you're longing for, whether it's something from childhood, something from the past. You're longing for it, you're wishing for it. There may be something coming back from the past, maybe a person or a situation, okay? But I want you to accept it for the loving, caring being that you are, okay? Watch how you react to anything that comes back. But I think that you've matured enough now that you can accept a situation with the love and whatever the situation is. If it's bad, you'll transmute it with love, okay? But I show you got a lot of things coming at you right now. You know, sit down and prioritize some things. Okay, sit down and prioritize some things. And I would also look, it's like, okay, watch this card. usually means, the Seven of Swords usually means lies, deception, deceit. Okay. But sometimes it's you walking away from a situation, looking at something that you're leaving behind with regret. So maybe it's something that you have left behind in the past. Okay. But I do show the Wheel of Fortune, which means things are shifting in your favor at this point in time. Take advantage of the positive energy at this point in time because, hon, you've been feeling stuck. You've been stuck in your head. You've been dealing with the fears, everything for so long that you have felt stuck. It's time. Things are going to start opening up now, okay? See? The Fool, new beginnings. It's time. It's time for Judy. Who else is here? Hazel, did you want some cards, babe? If you guys want a quick reading, because I will probably keep it short tonight, because it seems like everybody's really busy. Okay. Anything in particular, Hazel, or just a general reading? Hazel. You feel like you got a lot of things coming at you, and I think maybe this may be relationship wise. What the heck? Okay. Okay. So, Seven of Wands. You may be feeling overwhelmed. You may feel like there's a lot of things coming at you. Uh, you may feel defensive at this part. Yeah, we'll do yours too, Hazel. Okay. Sit down and prioritize some things. What is the most important? Okay. What's the most important thing I need to do now? So that way you're not feeling overwhelmed. Okay. But I showed the Two of Cups. This may be around a very close relationship. It may be a love relationship. It may be a business relationship, some type of relationship, but it's causing frustration and anger. Okay. And things are building up and building up. But it's the thing is, you have to make some choices, hon. Okay. You have to make some choices. So you're asking around love. So it probably is, you know, there's, you're feeling overwhelmed, don't know what to do, seems to be around a love relationship or not having a love relationship, but you're feeling okay. I want you to take it easy on yourself. Why are you beating yourself up over relationships? Okay. Oh, we've all been thinking about Star. We've all been thinking about Star. There's something going on because everybody's picking up on something going on with Star. You're single. Okay. So, you know what, hon? The thing is, I feel like you're beating yourself up over relationships, whether you're in one or not. Okay. I want you to quit doing that. I want you to start acknowledging how awesome you are, how wonderful you are. Okay. You have so much potential. You have so much beauty within. Focus on you. Okay. As you find love for yourself, you will bring in a healthy relationship. Okay. Someone that's your counterpart, not your better half, not your other half. You're already whole and complete, hun. So you want to bring in your complement. And I want you to look at the type of men that you've been attracted to. What characteristics that you do not like in them. See if they're not reflecting back to you there's something in yourself that you don't like, okay? Now's the time to make peace with yourself and learn to like yourself. But you know what, hon? I don't think you're open and receptive to a relationship now anyway. Okay? So I want you to look at the idea of, and I know this is hard, hon, you're not allowing yourself to experience life. You're not allowing yourself to be vulnerable. Okay? If you if you do not allow yourself to be vulnerable, then you're not allowing experiences to come in for you. Okay? Does that make sense? You're not allowing experiences. You have to lower your walls. You have to be willing to experience life to its fullest, whether it's good or bad. Okay? You need to be willing to, whether. So with my last relationship, I said, okay, I've been closed off all these years because the only three relationships I've had in my life, my dad, both my husbands, they were all abusive. What am I going to do? How am I going to allow someone to come into my life? Well, I will not allow myself to be vulnerable, allow myself to experience what's coming in. If you do not allow yourself to experience, then how are you going to know what you want? How are you going to know if something works out or not? Does this make sense, hon? And you are closed off right now to relationships. So I want you to be the leader in your life. I want you to take charge of your life. I want you to acknowledge. So I'm going to give you a homework assignment. Who am I? Who am I? What's good about me? What don't I like about myself? Nothing outside of you, only within you. What are my fears? What brings me joy? I want you to focus on who you are. Okay? And Aisel, did I ever recommend that book to you, The Dark Side of the Light Chasers by Debbie Ford? Let me type that in. Okay? Read that book. And my 20-year-old granddaughter says, I just finished that book you told me to get Grandma. She goes, that's a good book. That's really a good book. I said, yeah, if you guys can learn at 20 about your shadow and how to heal it and how not to push all those parts of yourself away, then you are on a better, faster healing path than us, okay? So I recommend this book. Oh, come on. Come on. I'm over here typing and it's not even going up. Dark side. By Debbie Ford. If we can all make friends with our shadow side and not push away all those parts of ourselves that we don't like or that we decide is evil, then we will be much, much healthier, much better light workers, you know? Internet isn't off. Who else wants a reading? The last reading was for Aisel. Did that make sense, Aisel? Alban, are you still here, hon? Transformation, balance, intuition invites changes to bring about a sense of balance. Cooperation is the key. Yeah. Yeah. I didn't forget you. I didn't forget you, Alban. I just want to make sure you were still here, hon. Yeah. That King of Pentacles again, girl. Well, the only thing is, honey, is I do think that you've had a little bit of shift since we did your reading the other day. But the King of Pentacles again, you know, someone long-term and stable and committed, okay? I do think that if you open yourself up, hon, I do think that this energy is going to shift big time. I think there's going to be a lot of open communication between the two of you if you open up. Okay? I really do. Clear out the old stuff. Okay? All the old stuff that comes up, all those self-doubts and stuff, honey. It might help if you quit getting tarot readings too and have some faith and trust in the universe. You know, sometimes we have to step back and have a little faith and trust in the universe. But you know what, hon? You're at the end of the nightmare, the depression, the overthinking, the anxiety. Okay, you're coming out a much wiser person on the other side. Now it's time for the Two of Cups. Are you going to allow that Two of Cups to come in? This is a potential long-term stable relationship. I have the Justice card. That can be a contract. That could be a marriage contract. Okay? But there's a need for balance and a need for truth and clarity in the situation. Okay? And the Eight of Pentacles tells me you're learning a lot of things. It's like you're in whole new territory right now. And you've got a lot of new information coming in. Focus on one thing at a time, okay? Don't feel overwhelmed. Focus on one thing at a time. And let go of those fears, okay? Let them go, hon. Who else would like a reading? Lance, do you want a reading? Good, 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 good. You know what? Trust yourself, Alban. Trust yourself, hon. That's the main thing. Forgive yourself for things that you have gone through in the past. Forgive the other person, forgive yourself. Just because you forgive somebody else does not mean what they did was right. It just means that you are no longer willing to carry that burden. You are no longer willing to carry their energy. Darkness is around you. You also have a set of cards. Miraculous aid, intuitive spiritual realm. The goddess suits reminds you that all things are possible. Imagination is the key. See? All things are possible, girl. Are you going to allow it to happen? But you said, I feel really good. Okay, that's what we want you to do. Allow yourself to experience. If we do not allow ourselves to experience, we don't learn anything. Anybody else want a reading? Lance, can you pull a card for me? And did you want a reading too, Lance? You could come on and talk, you know. I keep getting the Two of Swords and the Ace of Swords, the last few readings. Okay. Lance. What does Lance need to know? Hey, Casey. How you doing tonight, hon? Okay, Lance. King of Pentacles. Woohoo! I'm here tonight. I'm here. It'll probably be a short night. Okay, so King of Pentacles. Something long-term, stable, secure. Okay? Someone very loving, caring, nurturing. But the thing is, you're also clearing away a lot of old energy. Okay? Lots of old energy. You're going through lots of transformation and change. Now, take it slow and easy. Don't try to rush this process. One step at a time. I do think that something has popped up or will pop up that is kind of making you take a step back and really take a step back and evaluate a situation, okay? And you're going to feel a little bit of overwhelm. So prioritize everything, okay? What do you need to do? What needs to be prioritized the most? Yeah, you can get a reading, huh? Okay. But feeling overwhelmed, feeling like you've got a lot of things coming at you, okay? But you know what? Focus on that happiness. Focus on the end result of what you actually want in your life, okay? And it'll come in very, very quickly, because I do think that you're pretty good about manifesting things, okay? But you're waiting for your ship to come in. Now, look at this, hon. Is it because you're feeling overwhelmed? Okay? That you're shutting down? Or you have things that are coming up from the past that needs to be cleared? But you're waiting for your ship to come in. But you're keeping yourself so busy, so distracted from your ship coming in that you may miss an opportunity. So this is telling me that at this point, you're not open and receptive to something. So I would take a look. What are you allowing yourself to have at this point in time? Does that make sense, hon? So once you focus on the happiness, this seems to be a theme tonight. Once you allow yourself to feel, to experience, and focus on the happiness of what you want, it's going to come in quick. Okay? Spirit moves, understanding. This card reminds you to shift your attention on where your true desires are. Signs and symbols will show you the way. Oh, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. The card you pulled for me too. Thank you, Lance. Good. Okay. Okay, Aleka. I'm thinking. Is it Alika? Okay. Did you want just a general reading, hun? And Casey, did you want a reading too, hun? I've been watching a lot of Korean and Chinese drama, and it's like these guys treat women so respectful, so nice. Even in their little dramas, it's like there really are men out there that treat you good, you know. So that's where I'm focusing on is a healthy, loving, caring relationship coming in. Yes, you can ask me a question, hon. Yeah. And there's one little. These are kids. These are kids in these movies. Okay, little kids. I mean, 18 to 23 years old. Those are kids. Okay, let me check the energy between the energy relationship between these two. Ah, yeah. Okay. Boy, that King of Pentacles is predominant tonight. Okay, so I have the King of Pentacles. That's someone that's mature, long-term, stable, prosperous, abundant, you know, someone that is long-term, okay? I get the feeling that you thought that this was going to be a long-term relationship, and you went into it very open and receptive, and because I have the Sun card, you know, that's you went in very, very, very happy. But somebody walked away from the situation, okay? Whether it was to something better or just being distracted by something or something, someone or something, okay? But I have the Page of Cups. That could be an apology. It could be someone offering emotional support. Could be somebody younger than you coming in and just being there for you, okay? But the Ten of Wands says you are no longer carrying other people's burdens, okay? You are starting to focus more on you. That's what you need to do, is focus more on you, not this other person, okay? The universe has multiple pathways opening up for you if you allow it. But you are gathering up your resources and walking away from carrying everybody else's burdens, okay? But at the same time, you're dealing with a lot of fears, okay? Because I have the Capricorn card. That is fears, illusions, things that hold you back. Okay, I want you to really look at your fears and acknowledge them. Talk to them. Ask what they're trying to teach you. Ask what they're trying to protect you from. Okay, because there's lots and lots of fears and things holding you back right now. Okay, and I would send some love because I got the Ace of Cups. I got the Devil and the Ace of Cups. It could be a Capricorn too, but at the same time, I want you to send some love to those fears. Do you know the opposite of love is not hate? the opposite of love is fear, because fear underlies every bit of hate. Okay? You're Capricorn. So focus on you. Focus on you. Again, that's the second time, okay? Focus on you. And find that love within. Ace of Cups. I'll give you homework too. So write down who am I? Who am I? What are your hopes? What are your fears? What don't you like about yourself? What do you criticize you for? What brings you joy? Nothing outside of you. What do you feel? Because a lot of times when I ask people this question, who am I? Nothing external to you. They say, oh, I'm happy and grateful that I'm able to help other people. No, we're focusing on you. What are your fears? What brings you joy? What do you love about yourself? What do you not like about yourself? Okay? Write a list of that and really look at it. Okay? Does that make sense, hon? Focus on you. Focus on who you are, knowing who you are. Focus on the best you that you can be. Love all those parts of yourself, and you will draw in a better relationship. But at this point, it's like it's been better to. It's been somebody's walked away from the situation, might offer an apology, but it's time for you. Okay, it's time for you to focus on you, what's best for you. Okay, does that make sense? Casey, honey, are you still here? Hey, Jason. Okay, I'm doing a few readings. Alexa, notification.
One new notification from Amazon Shopping. An item is out of stock for your upcoming subscribe and save delivery.
I thought they were going to tell me a thunderstorm's coming in.
Changes until September 11th. Just go to Amazon.
Because I thought I heard some thunder.
Unsubscribe and save.
Okay, who else wants a reading? Hands up. Who wants a reading? Casey, you still here, hon? So we talked about a little bit about first time in age. Good for you, Jason. I'm glad you're getting out and doing things and staying active, hon. Virtual hug. Yeah. Who else wants a reading? We'll do a few more readings and then we'll go back to talk about weather and cloud busting. Oh, I know. Daisy always wants a reading. Good for you. Okay. You could come in and talk, you know. Come in and talk. How you doing, Jenna? How's the baby doing? Jenna, doctor says thyroid. Everything that's going on, he thinks is thyroid. Ooh, tattoo day, finish up. How did your surgery go, Jason? And with everything that's going on, is tattoos a good idea? Okay, Daisy. What does Daisy need to know? Oh, I think it's lagging everywhere, Casey. Some of those little fears are popping up, Daisy. So where are you limiting yourself? Did you check into went good, booked in for 2 more surgeries now? Okay, good. Jenna! Hey, Jenna.
Hi, I'm Jayla.
Hi, how are you, hon?
Hi, I'm Jayla. I'm good.
Hi, how are you, hon?
I'm good. I'm good.
You're so cute. Okay, so Daisy, I have the 5 of Pentacles. So you're feeling left out in the cold. I think you're feeling like you're missing some information. Okay, so did you call and check on those things that we were talking about earlier, hon? Okay, this week, because it's like everything's up in the air. It's like the universe wants to bring everything in, but there's something now that's brought you to a standstill, and it left you in the cold. It's the universe is trying to bring in something, and you've run into some kind of a block. Okay. Yes, everybody. Jason needs some prayers. Okay. But I do show happiness, joy, celebration, everything coming together. I do show your license here. I have the justice card. That is some kind of a contract, some kind of a legal thing. Could be your license. Okay. It's here. It's coming, hun. Okay. So just because something happened to somebody else does not mean it's going to happen to you, Daisy. I know you're still working on it, but you need to let go of those fears. They planted a seed in you that is now created this block here, okay? But it's time for you to gather up your resources and walk away from buying into other people's opinions, buying into other people's experiences. Okay? Quit doing that. You know you are like Casey. You are like Casey. You guys are manifestation queens. Okay? Let that shit go, Daisy. Okay? Because at this point you're letting it all build up and build up and build up and creating all this fear and stuff, and it's going to create blockages if you don't start letting it go. Okay? But see, you, the magician, you have the ability to manifest it. You have the ability to manifest it. Everything that you've gone through in life has brought you to this point to where you are able to do this. Okay? But let go of other people's experiences. That's the only thing that's holding you back right now. Okay? Who else wants a reading? Oh, thank you, Daisy. So the goddess Skemet, who was that for, Jace? For Lance? Who was that for, hon? Yeah, don't buy into other people's experiences. That kind of put everything to a complete halt at this point. Beauty reading. Do you want a beauty reading, Jenna? Hey, Jano. So are you telling me you want a reading, Jenna? Okay. Well, that was for Jason. Okay, that was for Jason. Yeah, yeah. It was just so quiet. I just started doing readings. There was only 2 people in here. Oh, Blue Beetle. Is that a new movie out? I am just stuck at home watching Korean and Chinese dramas. Ugh, and crying like a baby. I have to admire him because oh, everything just flows. Everything that happens all fits together, flows together. Like I watched, if any of you can watch Love Between a Fairy and a Devil, it's interesting to watch how everything that he learned in the beginning in order to preserve himself, he selflessly ended up using the knowledge that he had learned in order to nourish somebody else. But everything just kind of flows together and integrates everything. I watched another one that they kept intertwining between like 4 people and they had nothing in common, yet they kept running into each other in their lives. And at the end, it became very, very, very clear what the relationship was. You know, everything flows. They have they have better TV than we do. Oh, they do. It's crazy. Yep. But yeah, Jenna, have you watched the Love Between the Fairy and the Devil? That's a good one. Oh, you failed. Daisy's was pretty powerful. Well, yeah, Daisy's been dealing with some stuff all week. Feel your spirit card, movement, details, discernment. This card reminds you to get in sync with the rhythms in your life. Pay very close attention to details. Be observant in all agreements. Oh, Blue Beetle. Yeah, I was waiting for. I am also, oh Jenna, I would watch. I watched Miss the Dragon. That's on YouTube. Okay, and the one I'm watching now is Meteor Garden. I am so fascinated by Dylan Wang. His eyes. I swear to God, I knew this guy in another lifetime. I just look at his eyes and I just know that I know this guy from another lifetime. And he is such a good actor. He just, you can tell what he's thinking just by a tiny little change in expression on his face. I have hope in my heart. I think that's all we need. I'll refer back to this. Yeah. Yeah. The hope, honest to God, my brother-in-law just recently died and his wife was from China. I said, maybe I ought to talk to her and see if she's got any mail order grooms in China. Oh, that's crazy. The Little Mermaid came on Disney 2 nights ago. I love this. Ooh. Yeah, I'm just finishing up uh, the Eclipse Garden. I'm like a number 32 out of 50. Yeah. Yeah. I'm just fascinated with this guy's eyes. In fact, I want to do a picture, but I'm going to use his eyes. Let me see. This guy's eyes just fascinate me. Yeah. Dylan Wang. I'm just fascinated with his eyes. I swear to God, I knew this guy in a past life. But he actually made me feel like I wanted to paint. I think he's actually Chinese. Yeah. Who else would like a reading? There's Jenna. There's Jenna. Hey, Jenna.
Is that better now?
Yes. There's Jenna. There's Jenna. Hey, Jenna.
I'm sitting at the fire.
Yes.
It's
It's cold. Is it cold enough to have a fire?
Oh.
It's cold. Is it cold enough to have a fire? So turn your volume down on your computer, hon, instead of turning the microphone on. Yeah, I was listening to your Libra reading the other day. I just... We met when I was in college and taking Tai Chi. We met the world he was karate, taekwondo, all kinds of modalities. He was the world's champion. And we met him, and he didn't speak a word of English. So instead of the second window, turn the volume down on the computer and open up your microphone when you come in. That way you won't get the feedback. Huh? Yeah, well, this guy speaks all kinds of language. He speaks Mandarin Chinese and other dialects of Chinese and Korean and English and yeah. Yeah. But it's just, I don't know, when I'm feeling bad, I just, I until I got into these dramas, I didn't watch TV at all. I would just putter around here like I was lost. But Wednesday, I have all my tests done. So the doctor called and said, according to the blood test, you're right where I thought you would be, and we'll do another ultrasound in 6 months. I said, didn't do an ultrasound in the first place. So I called back and I said, according to what diagnosis? And they said, fatty liver disease. I said, that's interesting. That's only popped up in the last 2 months. Okay. That's only popped up in the last 2 months. So I thought, okay, all the blood tests that I've been showing, everything could start with stomach, celiac, all this stuff, and cause the fatty liver disease. But he said, no, it's thyroid. It's thyroid. And I said, would the thyroid also cause stomach ache so bad you can't even sit up? He goes, oh yeah. I said, oh, I've been studying this stuff for 45 years. In the last few months, I've learned some new things. And I realize everything works together, you know. But it was funny because my son told me, he goes, try this potassium iodide. He goes, it's supposed, if you take it for 3 days, it's supposed to kill candida. I was taking it and it was stopping the stomach ache. And what it does, potassium iodide protects the liver from radiation. I mean, not the liver, the thyroid from radiation. So I'm learning. Please, universe, I want to learn without experiencing, please. So nobody else wants another reading? Just making sure before I put my cards away. Did I get everybody that wanted one? The thing, yeah. So, the fatty liver's only popped up the last 2 months since I've been feeling worse. It's like, what the heck? So Jano wants a reading. Jano. I know. But the thing is, like 6 months ago, thyroid wasn't even bad. Jano. So I got it. They do not. Oh, Jano, what you got? Jano, did something pop up this week? Okay, now I put these cards away in different parts of the deck. Okay, so I think that you have two situations, maybe an emotional and a physical situation, to where you're feeling left out in the cold. Okay? It's like you have this potential here, and the universe is trying to bring in this energy for you, but you're missing the mark. Does that make sense, hon? I have 2 5 of Pentacles together. So there's some situation, or it's emotional and physical or something, to where you're feeling left out in the cold, you're feeling blocked, there's a lack of consciousness around something. Hope you join me in my study. Yeah, Jenna. Always. Okay. But this is 2 cards in a row. Okay. He says, okay. But I'm thinking it's 2 situations, or maybe it hasn't popped up yet. Okay. True vision, receptivity, wisdom is the language of the higher self. This card expresses a need for you to discernment. Okay, so I'm thinking you're feeling the energy of 10 of Pentacles, putting the 2 5s together. But see, But the next card is the Ten of Cups. Okay? And that's focusing on your happiness, or your joy, and your celebration, and emotional support and emotional health. Okay? But I show, did you decide to take that job in Texas? Like overcoming the 5s and writing to the 10. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. But focus on your happiness. I feel like you're walking away from a situation or walking into a new adventure. Okay. And I don't think this has come up yet because I've got the Tower card. Okay. Something sudden, something shocking, something unexpected. Yeah. So there is something coming in that's going to shake up your world in order to bring in something that you have already asked for. Okay? But you're going to land on your feet as the Queen of Pentacles. Focus on the journey, focus on the beauty, focus on the prosperity, abundance. You know? Look at her. Look at she's awesome. You know? Very secure, gone through lots of transformation and change, holding on to that pentacle, focusing on the beauty around her, you know. Wealth sails on the dreams of those who worship the winds. The winds live in the mind of the gods. Jano. Yes, focusing on gratitude and abundance. Yeah. Let me pull one more card. Yeah. So I show you're open and receptive to your ship coming in. You're facing the ship, so that tells me you are open and receptive to receiving at this point. So you've gone through the stuff, and now you're focusing on your happiness and your abundance and joy and peace and love, and you're ready to accept it. Okay, it's like you had to go through a whole process in order to get to where you are now. Anybody else? Hi, Midnight. How are you? So let's talk about cloud busting a little bit. How many of you have laid in the grass and looked at the clouds in your lifetime and played the little game of looking for shapes? You should be doing that every day anyway. The universe will give you signs in the clouds. Will give you signs anytime. Okay? Oh, then you got to hear my story again. I think Judy was here too. Okay, so my story was I was driving west toward the mountains one morning, and I look up and there's one cloud in the sky, and it's the perfect shape of a swan. I said, wow, look at that. We were going to the chiropractor, so my kids were sleeping in the back seat, right? I go, wow, look at that. And they jump up and they said, what? I said, look, there's a swan. They said, oh yeah, neat. And they go back to sleep. In the same general area later that afternoon with my metaphysical friend. We're coming out driving the same direction west. One cloud in the sky. It's in the shape of a swan. I said, this is hours later. Hours later. I said, look, there's a swan again. She laughs and she goes, oh, yeah, it is. So then we went by the metaphysical store, opened up a metaphysical newspaper to a page, and there was a swan. I said, that's 3 swans in one day. 3 swans. So, you know, the swan is surrendering to the process and going through the transformation from the ugly duckling into the beautiful swan. And I was going through a divorce in that point in time and going through a lot of spiritual changes also. So that was interesting. But my friend she just laughed. In fact, I just found that I had bought a little swan like ornament to remember that incident. And I just found that the other day and put it up in my cupboard with my other mementos. But always pay attention. Yeah. Yeah. You were here for the swan too? Yeah. Yeah, like the phoenix rising from the ashes. Yeah. How you been, Midnight? 3 times. Did it ruffle my feathers? No, I was just excited. I get excited whenever I get any kind of messages like that from the universe. You can't deny that there's an intelligence out there when you have things like this happening all the time. The more you acknowledge all the things that the universe does for you, the things the universe gives you, the messages they give you, the more they keep giving you, you know? And I've had so many little things like that happen in my life. And this is why I am just in awe of the universe all the time. All the time. Hey, Mojo. What's your cousin's music channel, Jano? So it's like, you know, so watching the clouds all the time. You know, they talk about before years ago when Brandon and Brianna were little, we have always watched the clouds. That's one of the things that I always taught him was to watch the clouds. Okay. So one afternoon we were driving down the road and we saw this teal color and the hot pink and the bright orange and I said, wow, I've never seen that vibrant of colors in the sky. Not realizing it's what they call a fire rainbow. Okay, I found this out a few years ago. So we were stopped on the side of the road and we were looking at these beautiful colors in the clouds. Somebody pulled up next to us and said, do you have any car problems? I said, no. I said, we're looking at the clouds, and they just laughed and drove off, you know. Amber Phoenix, okay. So, you know, how many people just drive and don't look at what's going on around them, you know? Amber Phoenix 11111. Thanks for sharing that, Jano. You found out you're an avatar of the Greek god Phanes. I was researching him and found out that he gives his light to his daughter, the goddess NYX. My 4th daughter's name is NYX. That is so cool, Lance. So if you sit and focus on one little spot in the clouds, put your intent to create a circle right there in the clouds and watch a circle appear inside the clouds. Yeah. No such thing as a coincidence, Lance. None at all. And another thing is for affecting weather, okay? You visualize the weather you want to create, okay? See it in your mind, experience it in your mind. Then you want to feel that with all of your senses. Say if it's raining, visualize feeling the rain. Visualize feeling the coolness. Okay? And then feel the emotions, the gratitude, the happiness that the rain. I'd love to go out and dance in the rain, so I could picture me going out and dancing in the rain and doing a little rain dance, You're funny, Midnight. So this person was talking about when they had the fires, what they were doing was visualizing a bottle. They were visualizing the flames outside the bottle, like burning out all the oxygen and then just sucking in all the fire and putting the fire out. Or picturing the rain in an area that's having the fires. Or visualizing some sunshine where they're having lots and lots of rain. You guys are funny. My dragon I'd say in the last, I'd say since Christmas, has gone from about 4 feet to 12 feet. And it's still a baby. It's still finding its feet. But I've been seeing a lot of dragons in the clouds too. Anybody got anything they want to talk about tonight? Anything specific? Well, we all have dragon energy, honey. The Native Americans say the dragons and the unicorns, they existed here, but people quit believing in them, so they vibrated to the next dimension. My boys are fascinated with dragons. Steve is, how old is Steve? Steve turned 48 this year. He's still fascinated with dragons. In class we had to, when I was in college, we had to do a 3D sculpture of something. So I took a bunch of wire and I created a dragon. I created the structure, and then I wrapped the different colored wires around the different parts of the body, and I created the wings, and then you know how they like the inside of a dream catcher. I created the wings like that. The teacher goes, I wondered how you were going to do that. But I did the wings like the inside of a dream catcher. I put little tails and stuff on it, and so my oldest son at that point his go-to was video games all the time. And you can tell it's like a drug with him. His eyes get focused in and he doesn't see anything. He doesn't hear anything. So I walked in for his birthday and I was going to give him the dragon, and I'm standing there holding the dragon, and then I say, where'd that come from? got his attention real quick. Dragon ass tired. Good night, everyone. You have a good night, Jared. Thanks for coming in, hon. My oldest daughter was born in the year of the dragon. A young white guy taught me everything about dragons, and I was confused until I was older and studied dragons. I realized that he was a dragon magi who taught me, yeah. So when I was 5 years ago, was it? Maybe 6? When my youngest daughter was getting married in Arizona, I took some books with me, and I was going to read about the dragons, but she kept me so busy that I didn't have time. But I was in meditation one morning, and when I looked, my crown, I had like a crown on my crown that was a head of dragons. They were all head to head, cheek to cheek, like created a crown above me, looking down at me. I said, okay, guys, I know I was going to do some studying, but I haven't had time. I'd still acknowledge you're here, you know. So they're still around. I haven't worked with that energy as much as they would like me to. Yeah. So it's definitely been interesting. So they're definitely here. But I keep seeing a lot of dragons in the clouds. Always look to the clouds. You know, even the Bible talks about that. It said during a certain time of year, the shepherds used to turn to the clouds for signs. You had. What happened to your dragon statue, hon? Yeah. So even the Bible talks about looking for signs in the clouds. There's no such thing as an accident. There's so many signs out there that give us so many signals, but do we allow ourselves to see them, you know? What happened to your beautiful dragon statue? Sun broke it, it's glass. Oh no. And Gorilla Glue wouldn't put it back together again? Oh. I had this beautiful peacock statue about this big. It was huge, and it was just absolutely beautiful. When I was, the wind came in and blew my curtains, knocked down my mirror on my dresser, and busted that peacock statue. I don't have a lot of dragon stuff. I have some little Tai Chi Buddha type things. I collect angels and fairies. I have so many angels. So many angels. And tarot cards. Oh no. Aha. You know, it's funny when I was looking at this guy, this actor. Where's the picture? One of them reminds me. I thought I would like to do a picture of a Buddha using this guy's eyes. This one right here. I would like to do a picture of a Buddha with those eyes. Yeah. So I was meditating one day, and you know how they show Christmas cards where they have the dark blue sky with the little um, stars on it, and then they show a really really dark tree, dark trees in the front, and then little scene in the front. So I'm meditating one night, and I see this really light blue light going up to the top of the tree. Got to the top of the tree, and it just boop, radiated light. And I thought it was Archangel Michael at first, but I thought, wait a minute, that's a lighter blue than the Archangel Michael energy. So I look it up. It's Metatron. Metatron is a really light blue, and Metatron is the angel that sits at the top of the tree of life. Duh! And I didn't get it at first, but then I got a phone call about Archangel Metatron and being on the top of the tree of life, and after that one I said, oh, that's what they were telling me. The Metatron's with me. And then again that day I got a third message saying it was Archangel Metatron too. It just, but Archangel Michael has been with me my whole life. I know that. I know he's with all of us, but yeah. Metatron is Enoch. I'm not surprised. Yeah, because Metatron has incarnated. Yeah. That's like I can't think of his name. One of the ascended masters. I can't think of his name. Why can't I? Probably because I'm tired. One of the ascended masters offered his light in order to help us get through our karma. Yeah. I have the book here, the Emerald Tablets. My daughter was complaining, you need to get rid of all these books. And no, you don't touch my books. You do not touch my books. I'm not dead yet. No, don't tell me you're going to come in and go through all my stuff. No, you don't touch my books. I do have a lot of books. And I have been going through a lot of stuff and getting rid of some of them. But I have the Book of Enoch. I have the Emerald Tablet. I have the Secret Doctrines. The Secret Doctrines is like sitting down and reading the Bible. It can be very boring. Kind of dry. So I have a little bit of trouble getting through it. Yeah, the only dragon I have in the house now that I can think of is just the one that I made, one of those wire dragons for myself also. That's upstairs. Ganesha, yeah. I have Michael, Raphael, Metatron, Jamio. Yeah, me too, Jano. I know I have a couple female Archaea also, but I haven't explored that much. Yeah. And then knowing now that I can go in and do mediumship and remote viewing and stuff, it's like just knowing you can do it. It's like, I don't know. Some people learn some of this stuff and they go in and they ask questions and ask questions. I know I can go into the Akashic records and instead of going in and asking questions, I pretty much just go with the flow and trust the process. If you looked at my astrology, if I look at my astrology, if you look at the way my chart is laid out, I am in the way that everything's aligned up. Everything aligns up more into free will rather than fated. And I'm kind of wondering if that's why I do not resonate with astrology readings and being a Libra. Now, Alban's son's birthday is October 8th. Mine is September 28th. Are there any more Libras here or any Virgos? We should start doing a birthday month for everybody. My youngest daughter was on here for a minute earlier. Thank you, Daisy. Thanks for the donation, hon. I appreciate that. Very much. You're Scorpio? Yeah. My Venus is in Scorpio. Yes, it is. I had a dream that I was an angel that was over a legion of other angels when my squad came into the Crystal Castle. All the other angels that were there bowed to me. So, Lance, did you ever hear about my Phoenix Rising dream? Now, so my Akashic Records is a crystal castle. Yeah, that's the first thing I thought when he said Scorpio was lots and lots of. Jano has lots of Scorpio. Okay, so it was like a powwow. Okay, huge multi-tribal powwow. Okay, and I was like helping coordinate between non-indigenous and indigenous people. Okay, so I went over and the elders were lined up and they introduced me to all the elders, and they were helping me say 3 of their names. Okay. Daisy.
Casey.
Yeah. So Jack and I were talking about that because I remember talking to 3 of the elders, He says there's 7 elders. He says it's interesting that you talked to 3 of them. So they invited me to go around the grounds and meet everybody and stuff. So I was walking around and introducing myself to people and becoming acquainted with people. And I ran into 2 boys. They were walking carrying these great big huge bowls of food. And I said, well, where are you going? They said, we're going over to that tower over there. We're going to go feed the animal. I said, what kind of animal? And they said, well, can I go with you? And they said, yes. So it was interesting. They opened they had me hold the bowls while they were opening the door. Then they pushed me in the door and locked the door. And there's this great big huge phoenix chained up, thrashing and crying and screaming and stuff. And I set the food down. It took one look at me, transformed into something about this tall, came over, landed on my shoulder, turned into smoke, and came inside me.
That's cool.
I said, wow, wow, wow. You know?
Yeah. I think that's cool.
Yeah.
How did you
So,
feel?
when I was walking out of the tower, everybody was looking at the tower. And when they saw me, they all bowed down. And that I was not comfortable with. And I woke up.
Why not?
I don't know. Because, okay, so I am only a messenger. I don't want to be somebody's guru. You know? I don't want, and my oldest daughter is doing this to me. She says, oh my God, my mom's so wonderful. She's so innocent. She's so this, she's so that. And I have alarm bells going off. Wait a minute, girl, I am human. Don't be throwing all those characteristics out on me, putting me on a pedestal when I am a human. And it's like, so I need to have a talk with her about that. So I'm not comfortable with somebody putting me on a pedestal like that, even if it's one of my kids, you know.
Yeah.
But I didn't feel comfortable with her doing that, or for them bowing down to me like that. And yes, Daisy is powerful.
I think you should feel like that. I think mm, I think it was meant for you to feel like that. We all have that moment in our lives where we have to feel like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it was for you at that moment. That's okay to feel like that too, you know?
Yeah.
Because most of the time people try to put, how can I explain it? Majority of the time people put themselves down instead of putting themselves up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I understand that I came to be a teacher, but it's just
Mhm.
I don't want anybody thinking that I'm better than them or anything like that. We are all equal, and what do we allow ourselves to have, you know?
Yeah, no, and that's true. We're all equal, but sometimes, mm, how can I explain it? Sometimes it's okay to be in a pedestal, you know, because most of the time, and I see it a lot in women, uh, they always put everybody else before themselves,
Yeah.
you know. And I seen it in my mother. Um, when I used to have the salon, I remember I told her, "Why don't you like take care of yourself?" And you know what she said? She's like, "I don't have time because I'm always thinking about you guys." I'm like, we have time. You just need to devote yourself some time. You know. Now she has the time in the world, and you know, now she doesn't do it. because it was never for her. You know? Yeah. So I'm just saying, it was for you, that message.
Yeah. So it was interesting because that was the Phoenix. That's why I got my background with the Phoenix on it. And but Jack told me, he says, I think it's interesting that you were talking to three of the elders. I said, I know the elders were there in the background, and they did tell me all their names, but it's like three of them interacted with me, and one of them just was just there. I was very much aware that he was there, you know. So, but it's and Jano, let's talk about the Akashic records one of these nights, because you can I have the prayers for you to access the Akashic records. We'll talk about that one night, okay?
Okay. We have, yeah.
Yeah.
Right now that I'm not studying, I had like a little, I think it was, how can I explain it? The universe was telling me, okay, stop, you know, for a moment. And because I was so drained mentally,
Yeah.
and it was just study, 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 go to work, study, study, go to work, study, go to work, Aaliyah, study. Yeah. I didn't even text you or call you.
I know.
And you know what? My mom, that's how I kind of figure it out. Kind of, yeah, it kind of hit me where it was like, you know what? Maybe the universe is telling me that I need to have a little bit of fun too.
Exactly. There's got to be a balance in there.
Yes,
You know,
because
you got to have a book in order to absorb the information too.
yes, and I'm gonna tell you because my mom kept on telling me, "What are you doing today?" And I'm like, I'm gonna study." She's like, "Oh, well, I wanted to come over and play some game with you. It's more like mental. You'll love it."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Okay, I will, but maybe next week." That's when everything just, and I was like, "Oh."
Yeah. So Jano, I was watching a video on this guy, and he was saying everything that Edgar Casey said came true. And even his foundation says that a lot of his predictions didn't come true because free will can change things. Okay, as we shift and change, we alternate things that are coming in the future. And I wanted to tell Truly Sick of It that night because she was so adamant that everything that she sees come true. But the thing is, if you project some healing energy toward it, get a bunch of people to focus intent on it, you can change things. Okay,
Yeah.
so it's like, so you know, to her, just because she dreamed it, she saw it, it's set in stone. Nothing is set in stone. Okay, even, yeah, even the Native Americans talk about that. They say if this happens, then this could happen. You know, it's always an if, because
Yeah,
will plays into that.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, we can lessen the fate, you know. We can lessen the impact of it on people, you know, just by focusing intent and focusing healing, focus prayer work on things. We can focus, we can shift some of the energy, maybe not all of it, but we have the ability to do that. Yeah, Jose. In fact, I just pulled out my Jose Silva tapes that I haven't listened to for years and years and years. I need to go back and re-listen to those tapes. Yeah. So when I first when I went to the Akashic Records, I what I felt what I felt was warm, loving, velvety energy. Okay, and I'm just feeling this. I'm experiencing it, and I said, "Wow, I really am somewhere else. I heard, indeed you are. I said, that's funny. Yeah. See, that's the thing. The only thing we have control in this world, Jano, is how we respond to something. And I keep beating this to my daughter's heads, you know, how when you respond negatively, it's because the other person has control of the situation. Control how you are feeling and control,
Your thoughts too.
yeah, your thoughts, yeah.
Because you know what, I do believe in that. Like I said, once your thoughts are everything, honestly. I seen it.
So
Yes.
the counterpart connections are not necessarily something that it's going to be permanent either, you know. Uh, I, some guy got upset with me talking about that and twin flames and stuff, and I said twin flames come in to trigger us because he's saying, "Oh no, you have to choose in this lifetime to come into divine love, and when you guys come together, everything's going to be perfect." And I said, "Oh my gosh, really?" How many of those poor ladies? So I put on there, said, twin flames come in to trigger us for us to heal aspects of ourselves. And if we're meant to be together, we will come back together. You know? And he goes, well, you're delusional, you know? And it's like, okay, well, I'm not going to argue about it, but yeah, I know a lot of twin flames are false, but he was saying it that, you know, they're immediately you're going to come in and meet each other and everything's going to be perfect. You know, that's so far from the truth. How many people? One lady said, got smart with me, and she goes, well, you're going to find out that you're in what does she say, a false twin relationship and it's not going to last. And I said, girl, I haven't been in a relationship for 23 years. Oh,
Okay, where's she? You gotta take a shower, Leah.
but if you're thinking about it too, Jano, we're all one anyway. Whether
No,
you whether
shower.
you whether you perceive them as a twin flame or a soulmate, we are
Oh, you know
still
what? Go with me. We gotta
anyway,
check your clothes. Turn off your lights.
you know. And what you do to somebody else, you yourself also.
Yes,
So,
your
so,
laundry.
so this is the revelation that I had
Yeah.
is that, okay, why do people believe that they can't heal themselves, that their gift is only to heal other people? That's a belief system. That's a block. That's a point of view because we are all one energy anyway. When you do healing on other people, you're healing for yourself. You heal on yourself, you're doing healing energy for everybody too. So that's a point of view, a block we all need to get rid of. I have all these epiphanies in the shower. Yes, yes. So, yeah. Soulmates, and we have soulmates that come in with us lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. In fact, we usually come in about groups of 500 soulmates in order to help each other through all the lessons we want to learn. Oh, I volunteer to help you with that lesson, you know? And yes, we are all one as the collective. What you do to yourself, you are doing to everybody. When you heal yourself, when you find out who you are transforming the energy not only for yourself, but at least 70,000 other people in the world. That's how powerful we are. So as we shift and change, we are changing the vibration, we are changing the energy. What was the one that I had? I sent one to Tiffany, and her and I were questioning some. I have questions. I have questions on TikTok about twin. Is it about soulmates? What was it about? Let me see if I can find it. I sent it to Tiffany. Hold on. Tiffany and I had a conversation. Where is it? Come on. And I thought that would have been a good subject for tonight. Oh. So the guy told me, he says, you were meant to be together in this lifetime. That's the whole point of the journey. Unbreakable, unconditional love. And another lady says, for sure you are in a karmic relationship. Don't worry, you will separate soon. I said, okay. And where is Tiffany? Oh, I can't find it now. Divine Counterpart is a better name. I think so too. Yes. But then a divine soulmate can also do the same thing. We have to be ready for that connection for the divine counterpart. It all comes down to being ready. And if you miss that opportunity, then you're still going to have a divine counterpart to work with. Where is it? Profile. Saved. Yeah. Exactly, Lance and Jano. Theory of Everything, Jennifer Lawrence, Fire Gazing. Stop blaming other people for your problems. I call my power back. How to break soul contracts to release karma.
And when you come into this earth, you make contracts with all of these people that you're going to try to work these things out. We get here, it's not that easy.
Can you hear this?
And it doesn't always happen. We get stuck in the same rut again. What you have to do, even if the person you're angry at and have all these bad feelings, even if they have already left the earth, if they've died, you can still release this karma. You don't have to go to the person and face them face to face. That's very hard to do. You can do it mentally. Picture yourself tearing up the contract with that person. Tell them, we tried. You do this mentally. We tried. We really tried. It didn't work. And you see yourself tearing it up and throwing it away. And you say, I forgive you. I release you. I let you go.
Yeah.
And when you come into this earth.
So, yeah. That brought up a lot of questions for me. And now I can't remember what the questions were. How terrible. Yeah. Oh, I know mine comes in on 5D all the time. And there was just something about him. I never, ever, ever would have talked to anybody that much younger than me. Except there was just something about him. And I said, okay, we can be friends, you know? So, yeah. And it was funny because when I did the psychic fair, 3 years ago, um, one of the gals looked at me and she goes, "You've got, you've got a guy, a soulmate in your life that just does not understand the connection between you two." And she goes, "He will come back." It's like, what, 20 years? Oh my gosh. And then I had another reading from another lady. I said, "Okay, this guy keeps popping up. They keep telling me he's coming back." She goes, he he never left in the first place. How can he come back when he never left in the first place? And I said, "Oh, darn it." Because he's still hanging around in the 5D. He keeps coming in and talking to me. And it's like, and everybody keeps telling me he's coming back, but I don't, maybe not this lifetime. Not this lifetime. Exactly, Lance. Exactly. And we lost Daisy. I keep telling everybody, I'm a human having a human experience. You know, I don't know everything. I have questions. I have questions all the time. I am always full of questions. I want to know. Like Jack says, if there's anything that I have learned in this lifetime, is that I don't know anything. Yeah. Well, he comes in. He comes in and talks to me, and still, he's never left. He's backed off a little bit, some, but you know, he's still coming in. I do think that somebody showed me a way to block him for a while, but he got around that too. You take a lemon, cut it in half, write his name on a piece of paper, and put it in between the lemon cuts, and freeze it. So I said, this is not just my channel, it's our channel, because we all have questions. We all have questions. You know? And Daisy is like Casey. Daisy is a master manifester. Okay? But she's had some things pop up lately that have put a little monkey wrench in her works. So it's like, and I swear to God, Casey is just like, that woman has no fears, no illusions. She just manifests everything and anything, you know. She's so awesome. So what else would you guys like to talk about tonight? Hmm. The galactic future. Oh. I think that's something. So my son has videos of UFOs hanging and spheres hanging around his house. They have. It seems like a certain time of the year, things pop up for him that are experiences with ETs, extraterrestrials. Okay. He just filmed some videos where he had one that looked like a fairy that came up to his camera and was flying in front of it and then flew off. Then another one that came in and he slowed the camera down as slow as he could do it, and it was still zooming through the whole yard and coming back to the light. It's like, oh. Jano, what do I need to know? Solar bodies of light for our human body. Well, what can I talk about? Solar bodies. We just have we have more than it's like there's 12 dimensions. Our solar bodies are part of okay, I was just told the solar bodies are like our 10th level of chakra. Does that make sense, Lance? Yeah, a general. What do I need to know? So we have so many levels and so many dimensions. All right, you're pushing it. Okay, something around love relationships, a romantic love relationship. Is there one coming in? It's like all these little Korean dramas and Chinese dramas are bringing up feelings that I haven't experienced since I was a teenager. It's like the universe is trying to remind me. Yes, 10 new beginnings. Oh my goodness. So Lance, we not only have like 12 dimensions between the physical body and the spiritual body, okay? But we are also multi-dimensional. What I was shown is we have all these dimensions lined up that are interacting. We are in all these dimensions. Every possibility every choice that you can make is played out simultaneously in each one of these dimensions. Sexual healing. So I was shown like, okay, I have an HP printer. So the little track comes over, you put in the HP cartridges. Okay, these are thick. Okay, they're about this thick. But when I look at the dimensions from out into the universe, when I look at all these dimensions, it's almost like they're skinny little tracks that are input into something like the printer. Okay. So what happens is every choice, every decision we make is played out in each one of these universes. So everything happens simultaneously. That's why we have deja vu, because some of those universes are touching. They're going through similar experiences at the same time. So what they showed me was you can go in, you can scan the universes and say, okay, I do not want to learn this lesson. Can you show me what universes that is playing out in? And they said, you can open the door, pull that potential out, close the door, and seal it. Now, sometimes you have to go in and check those universes to see if there's any leakages between the universes. So you can ask for those also to be healed and sealed. Does that make sense? So if there's something you want to experience that's showing up in an alternative universe, you can open the door, bring that opportunity out of there into this dimension, close the door, seal it, make sure there's no leaks. Seven of Cups. Nine of Cups with the Devil on the bottom. Been feeling in a bind and unsure of what to do about it. This is a false feeling when you realize you're going to feel a heavy weight off your heart. I feel it's. I think that this doctor is already starting to. I don't know if you were on here earlier, but this doctor is saying that everything that I'm going through is thyroid related. Okay, the last 2 months fatty liver has showed up all of a sudden. It's like, what? I don't even eat bad. And they called and they just called and left a message. Okay. Blood tests are as expected. We'll go in and redo the blood test in 6 months, and we will also go in and do another ultrasound. I thought, we never did an ultrasound in the first place, and my tests that I'm getting done are not being done till Wednesday. So I called them and I said, wait a minute. On what diagnosis are you looking at? He says, fatty liver. I said, okay, so fatty liver, okay. And she goes, and he thinks the thyroid's causing it. Thyroid will cause fatty liver. I said, okay. I said, would thyroid also cause the stomach pain so bad that you can't even sit up straight? He goes, oh, definitely. Ah. Ah. Yeah, perception, keys of life. This card expresses a need for you to take the seat as a student. Research is key. Yeah, and I am learning a lot through this process, things that I didn't know, you know. Queen of Swords behind the Devil, you're going to gain clarity in the soon. Yeah, the tests are on Wednesday. And he's already, this is an older doctor. He's got more experience. He says, I told him I didn't go to this other doctor because I said, he didn't even say 20 words for me, and then he wrote 4 pages of notes of everything that he had told me. I said, that's not the kind of doctor that I want that's going to fabricate things that he's told me, you know? He says, yeah, they're younger guys. They're all into it for making money. He goes, believe me. He goes, I'll find out what's going on. But at least I could call in, talk to his nurse, and ask questions. That right there to me seemed big. I got more answers in that one little phone call than I expected, you know? Stone people card, detachment, fear, acquiring knowledge. Listen closely. Yes. I am open and receptive to hearing what they have to say. The thing is, I just need somebody to hear what I'm saying. And I encourage all of you to advocate for yourselves. You feel a younger doctor may have more of an open mind and help. This guy already, just from blood tests, one blood test, has already told me more than this other doctor. This other doctor never said anything about the blood test he had me take. He never said 20 words to me, you know? But this guy has the experience, apparently, that I needed. That's why all my appointments kept getting delayed and canceled and everything, because I probably needed to get into this specific doctor. But I am open and receptive to learning something new and to changing things. I couldn't figure out, because Steve, my son, told me, okay, he says, try this. He goes, this kills candida in 3 days if you take it 3 times a day. 3 drops 3 times a day. 3 days it'll kill candida. It was stopping the stomach aches. This stuff is to protect the thyroid. Again, back to thyroid. Yeah. Thank you, Dano. Thank you. I feel like I'm getting somewhere. He asked me too, he goes, are they planning on keeping you on oxygen? I said, I hope not. But if my stomach's bad, then my breathing's bad. It's not so much the oxygen, but it's everything else, you know. So I do, and we have already upped the thyroid medication. So, and I have noticed a little bit of a difference. Yes, speaking my truth, honey. I have no filter when it comes to telling doctors off anymore. But I try to do it in a nice way, not to shut them down. My cardiologist, first time I ever saw her, she didn't have any other appointments the rest of the day. She spent an hour and 45 minutes talking to me about everything that I had gone through with my heart and what I knew and what was going on with my health. And she listened. Yeah. Hi, Shane. King of Cups is healing energy. Yeah. And especially heart. I would think King of Cups is heart energy. Yeah. Thank you, Jano. Thank you, Lance. Yeah. To clarify, King of Cups and Tower, I don't feel this is a bad tower. It's going to be something you didn't expect. I didn't expect for him to tell me it was thyroid. That was shocking right there. I was looking for something actually physically wrong with the stomach and stuff, you know? Yeah, the most loving king. Yeah. And I try to tell people in a nice way anyway. I thought I was being a hysterical female the other night when we were talking politics, and somebody says, oh, I thought you were very calm and cool. And I thought, what? I thought that I was going off on him. Yeah, my appointment's Wednesday. They'll do a colonoscopy and they'll go in and do, they'll do a scope down into the stomach and stuff too. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I've waited since January for this appointment. Like I said, I think I just needed to get in with the right doctor. And I was not expecting for him to tell me it's thyroid. What? And that's only popped up in the last 2 months. So what was it before then? You know? And maybe the stomach stuff causing the thyroid stuff too, you know? Yeah. So that was clearly unexpected. So we will see. We will see. So I just kind of have faith and trust in the universe. I feel that things will be a lot better by the end of the year. I keep visualizing myself getting over to the gym and at least riding the bike. I can't walk because I had surgery on my foot years ago, so I can't do a lot of walking, but I can ride a bike. Well, that could, but I'm in a comfortable space with my wealth. Maybe two things, yeah. Part of it might be the celiac too, Jano. That's one of the things they're checking to see if the celiac's well controlled. Well, I know I don't feel good today, and I think it's probably because I ate at Chipotle. Now, I can eat at Qdoba and not have any problems. But I thought, well, Chipotle's not that much difference. I'm going to try Chipotle. And then I've been sick all day. So there's some kind of difference. I don't eat out. I eat at home, you know. And the lack of wealth that I know I deserve. At this point, I am comfortable because I'm not going out and doing things. Kind of stuck at home. Yeah. Depends on how things are sourced. Yeah. I wish I could buy my own house again. But even little houses are expensive as heck right now. So so I was talking to my doctor about that lack of wealth. I said my dad was a teenager. I think he was born in 1916. He was born in 1916 or 1917. So he was like maybe 13, 14 when he went through the Great Depression. Okay, so when I was 16 years old, long time ago, my dad was making $28 as a diesel mechanic, and that was really, really, really good money back then. But his mentality was he never had any money, you know. So he never had any money, even though he had a lot of money. I said, so I had to work through that consciousness and ancestral stuff with the Great Depression and stuff. So and that's one of the reasons I had you guys clear with the bubble technique, you know, some of these blockages about money and stuff. But and I told him, I said, you know, because we were talking about one of his patients, they sent him a $128,000 bill, said the insurance wasn't going to cover it because the guy was at home. They had to do tubes to feed him, and they had to come in 3 times a day to feed him. The insurance says they weren't going to cover it, but then they ended up covering it, and it only cost $1,800 instead of $128,000. I said, yeah, even $1,800 is a lot, because I told him, because he was asking, they say you cannot get one of these portable oxygen concentrators through the insurances. The insurances do not cover them. I said, he goes, how did you do it? I said, when they were going to change over from one oxygen company to another, the rep that I talked to mentioned, why do you want the tanks when you could get one of the portable oxygen concentrators? And I told the doctor, and he goes, you can't get it. You can't get it. So when I got it, he's like, how did you do it? And I said, one of the reps told me they could do it. I said, and it's a rental, so it's like, you know. I know, Jano, I know. But I am financially because I'm not going out and doing things. I'm stuck at home and stuff. I am financially comfortable right now. I have one loan from the past for medical stuff that I need to finish clearing out within 14 months. I will be totally debt free. Totally debt free of all medical everything. So I've been keeping up with everything. I don't have a lot of money to go out and do things right now, but it's like this space and time is helping me clear out all the old stuff. So I'm grateful for that. Seeds of intention, the goddess reminds you. Yes, yes. So I'm okay, but boy, if I get off the oxygen, I'll be going to the gym, you know, because you guys have seen the whole process I've been going through. Are any of my mods here? I need a mod. Hold on. Okay, somebody. Oh, Gino, thank you. Thank you. So I'm okay right now. I'm okay. Me and Tinky are just hanging out together. You know, my poor dog hasn't been anywhere all summer, and she needs the exercise a lot, and she's starting to slow down a little bit now. But she's still got the mentality I can do it myself. You know, so I'm just clearing out old stuff. I'm going to try to pay a little bit extra to the loan to try to get it down to less than 14 months. I would like to buy a car after that. And I think I'll be in a good position, okay? I'll be in a good position. So, yeah. So I don't think that at this moment I'm not in a lock mentality. And even the test that I have coming up for Wednesday, I can make payment arrangements on that so I don't have to pay it all in a lump sum. So I'm good with that. If I can break it down into small payments, then I'm fine. So it's not triggering any PTSD over insurance problems, you know? Because I was talking to somebody yesterday that they went for blood tests. The insurance told them that they paid for this and these people to draw the blood. The people that drew the blood said they took her insurance, and then they're turning around and saying, no, we don't take your insurance, and they're charging her $2,000. She goes, I don't want to go to the doctor anymore because it's causing PTSD. And I said, I remember those days. I remember that well. But I'm working with my body. I'm working with the universe, trying to get all this done. Yeah. I know. That's one of the reasons I teach the bubble technique, in order to get rid of that programming in our subconscious. Because the bubble technique goes in and clears the recycle bin out. When you think you've healed something, what it does is it transfers it into the recycle bin. When you use the bubble technique, that goes in and clears out the recycle bin. Just a little tool. It can make a huge difference, you know. But yeah, I can understand why somebody doesn't want to go to the doctor because, and this was a whole lifetime process. And I could see why it happened because I always thought, oh, I'm going to go learn Reiki and I'm going to learn this and that, and then I'm going to help other people. The universe pulled it back toward, no, use this on you. We are working on you, healing you, not people outside yourself. Because some people that turn into healers are sometimes the sickest people on earth, because they go out and learn all these techniques, and instead of using them on themselves, they use them on other people, when you need to start with yourself also. So every time I tried to use stuff outside of myself, I was redirected back to using it on me. And I would have died in my 20s if I hadn't found alternative medicine. And for that I can be thankful for, and it's just, and I think that part of what I am going through is healing for my ancestors too, I think some of us have made agreements to come in and heal things for our ancestors and for our descendants. Does that make sense? Who's here besides Lance? I show 3 people. So I'm talking to my body, working with the doctors, asking lots and lots of questions. I have been a question asker all my life anyway, So I'm excited for all these things to come into the light so we can work on them. I know my son's frustrated. He keeps sending me the schedule for my grandson playing football, but they live where he's playing football is 2 hours away, and it's 8 in the morning. And I have trouble sleeping at night anyway, and it's I have to leave by 6 in the morning. Ugh. And then not feeling good. I think he's got 3 more games, so we'll see. I really want to go. My grandson is my youngest grandchildren are a hoot. You're back just listening? Yeah. Nine of Cups with the Devil on the bottom. False feeling when you realize that you're going to feel a heavy weight off your heart. Yeah. Giving me health scares. I don't know if it's true. Queen of Swords behind the Devil. You're going to gain clarity. Yes. Acquiring knowledge. Yep. Shane, are you still here? So Judy and Lance are here. Jano said he'd be back. Who else is here? I know Jenna is doing a lot of studying health-wise for her daughter. She's learned a lot of stuff. Children are a joy. Oh, I know. And it's so funny because my grandson, my youngest, okay, so my boys treat me bad. They talk all kinds of stuff to me. I just ignore them, right? So my youngest son was talking to me, talking all kinds of stuff to me. My grandson turned around and said, "Why are you treating your mom so mean?" It shut my son right up. I said, "That's funny. That is so funny." So sometimes, the young ones just bring out, and I learned a lot from that son, okay? Because I remember telling him one time, "I can't buy that for you. Money doesn't grow on trees." He got quiet for a couple minutes. His mind works literally. He was quiet for a couple minutes and he goes, "Yeah, it grows on trees. It's made out of paper and that's made from trees." I said, that was a real awakening. I cleared that years and years ago. And it's funny because my friend has a technique called the Warnke correction. Okay? You go in and God, you do the eye techniques. Yeah, you do these eye techniques, but you clear one statement at a time. Okay? One statement at a time. The bubble technique, you can clear multiple statements of a certain energy and yeah, a lot faster. Oh, well, have a good night, Lance. Have an awesome weekend. I think I'm about ready to wrap it up tonight anyway. I'm kind of been struggling all day, but I wanted to. You can't sleep, hon? Are you in California, Alban? Or are you still overseas? When I have trouble sleeping, I pull up some music on YouTube and listen to that all night. I am starting to sleep better at night, though. Northern California, yeah. Yeah. Well, I hate to do this to you all, Van, but I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up for tonight. So don't drink coffee afternoon. Don't drink coffee afternoon. I don't drink coffee at all. I have never drank coffee. I have never liked the taste of coffee. I was always funny about that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up for tonight. I'm tired. So I'm going to go try to get some sleep. And we'll see what kind of information I come up with. Yeah. I think we're going to wrap it up for tonight, Jano. Okay. So everybody have a good night. If you need anything, you guys know how to get a hold of me. Okay. So everybody have a good one. Thanks, Jano. Everyone, namaste.